Hey guys, this is Easy to Read. I'm Yashwant. Welcome back to Cells Part 2. Today we're going to learn about the rest of the organelles and types of cells. Let's start with chromatin. When the cell has to divide, the long thread coils themselves to form a sophisticated and complex structure called chromosomes. So this thread coils up and becomes compact and turns into a chromosome. These chromosomes are made up of smaller segments called genes. And genes form the basis of heredity. The properties extend from parents in all organisms. Genes are made up of molecules of DNA. DNA molecules form segments called genes, and many genes form together to make a chromosome. Humans have 46 chromosomes in each cell. Most of the time, the DNA is not chromosome structure. But in chromatin, with the DNA being less compact and wrapped around the special histone proteins, when the cell is in the resting or active phase, which means the cell is not dividing, the chromosome exists as tangling threads called chromatin fibers. Chromatin fibers contain genetic material with them which is present in nucleus. Now, let's move on to nucleus and nucleolus. Nucleus. The nucleus acts like the brain of the cell. The nucleus' main function is to hold genetic material, like chromatin fibers of the cell, and it contains cell DNA. Nucleus is surrounded by a membrane called the nuclear envelope. Nuclear envelope is a double-layer membrane. So the inner part is called the inner membrane and the outer is the outer membrane. These two membranes are separated by cytoplasm. Inside of the nucleus, there is a jelly-like fluid called nucleoplasm. Cytoplasm and nucleoplasm won't mix, but there can be transporting between them through those nuclear poles. Nucleolus. Nucleolus is present center of the nucleus. Nucleolus is much more compact and densely packed ribosomal RNA. Smooth endoplasmic reticulum and R endoplasmic reticulum, also SER and RER. The endoplasmic reticulum has two parts, the rough endoplasmic reticulum and the smooth endoplasmic reticulum. The endoplasmic reticulum is a transportation system used by the cells to create and transport proteins, enzymes, and lipids throughout the cell. The endoplasmic reticulum space is filled with lumens. Depending on the type of the cell, the function of endoplasmic reticulum varies. Example, in the muscle system, the ER stores calcium ions for muscle contractions. SER. The SER is one function to make cellular products like hormones and lipids. SER does not contain ribosomes. SER's main function is to synthesize lipids, production of steroid hormones, and to increase the metabolism of calcium ions and carbohydrates in the cell. The SER network of fine tubular membrane vesicles, part of continuous rough endoplasmic reticulum. endoplasmic reticulum makes up a tube-like structure like this, and it folds over on it many times. Smooth endoplasmic reticulum is different from rough endoplasmic reticulum by the absence of membrane-bound ribosomes. So the RER has ribosomes while the SER does not. RER. The rough endoplasmic reticulum is next to the nucleus of the cell, and it actually is continuous with the outer membrane of the nucleus. There's a little opening of the nucleus membrane, and all the stuff goes into the RER. The RER contains ribosomes, proteins, Golgi apparatus, and Golgi vesicles. Golgi. Golgi apparatus, also known as Golgi complex, Golgi body, or simply Golgi, is located closest to the endoplasmic reticulum. The Golgi located towards the endoplasmic reticulum is called the cis face, which is right here. And the other side is called the trans face. Golgi receives lipids, proteins, and chemicals from the ER and modifies and packs them into vesicles. The Golgi vesicle leaves the RER and is transported to the cis face of the Golgi, where they fuse with the Golgi membrane and empty their contents into the lumen. For example, protein. Once inside the lumen, the molecules are modified. So in this case, the protein will be modified with the lumen, and then it will move towards the trans face of the Golgi. From there, it is transported to different types of vesicles, like exotic vesicles, secretory vesicles, and lysosomal vesicles. Secretory vesicles. Vesicles. The function of vesicles is to transport material throughout the cell. The structure of vesicle is small smears of membrane. Vesicles are made of the same material as the cell membrane. Vesicles can also fuse with other organelles within the cell. A vesicle released from the cell is known as an extracellular vesicle. So this would be a vesicle, and then when it fuses with the cell membrane, it becomes the cell membrane, and the stuff inside it goes outside the cell. Secretory vesicles. Secretory vesicle is a vesicle that mediates the vesicular transport of cargo. For example, it only transports hormones or neurotransmitters from an organelle to a specific site at the cell membrane. Lysosome. Lysosome is kind of like the soldier. Lysosomes are involved with the membrane-bound cell organelle that contains digestive enzymes. Lysosome is involved in processes, mostly digestion and waste removal. Lysosome breaks down excess or worn out cell parts. So if the organelle is not used anymore, it'll break it down. Lysosome can be also used to destroy viruses and bacteria. Lysosome digest excess or worn out organelles, food particles, and engulfs viruses or bacteria and remove waste. The enzymes in lysosome are acidic. That's how I digest stuff. If the cell is damaged so it can't be repaired, then the lysosome can help it to self-destruct in a process called programmed cell death, or apoptosis. They do this so the disease can move on to other cells. Those enzymes that destruct their own cell are called hydrolytic enzymes, and they break down large molecules into small molecules. For example, large proteins into amino acids, or large carbohydrates into simple sugars, or large lipids into single fatty acids. Peroxisomes. Peroxisomal membrane, which is a double membrane. Peroxisomes break down very long fatty acids to be used for forming membranes and as fuel for respiration. Peroxisomes are oxidative organelles. That means they will chemically react to oxygen. Frequently, the molecule oxygen serves as a co-substrate, from which hydrogen peroxide. That means the peroxides will already have the hydrogen, but when it mixes with oxygen, it'll turn into hydrogen peroxide. Peroxide contains hydrogen peroxide. The peroxides transfer hydrogen from compounds to oxygen to create hydrogen peroxide, and then convert hydrogen peroxide into water. So they can make hydrogen peroxide into water or water into hydrogen peroxide. Because hydrogen peroxide is harmful to the cell, the peroxides also contain enzyme catalyst, which decomposes hydrogen peroxide, then convert it to water or use it to other organelles. Vacuole. Vacuole is like the storage center. Vacuoles are like storage bubbles found in cells. They can store food, water, or any variety of nutrients in a cell might need to survive. They can even store waste products so the rest of the cell is protected from anything, like diseases. This is the vacuole. Types of cells. There are two types of cells, prokaryotic cells and eukaryotic cells. Let's start with the prokaryotic cells. The prokaryotic cells is the oldest cell type. It is small and simple. It does not contain a nucleus or contain membrane-bound organelles. Single-celled organisms. Prokaryotic cells will only be in an organism that is single-celled, like bacteria. The DNA of a prokaryotic cell consists of a singular cell chromosome. There is direct contact with the cytoplasm. The plasma membrane is by a cell wall. Example, the bacteria. Prokaryotic cells were the first form on life. Eukaryotic cells. Eukaryotic cells evolved from prokaryotic cells. They are large, 1,000 times greater, and more complex. It contains nucleus, double membrane, and organelles. It can be single-celled or multicellular organisms. So the eukaryotic cells could either be in a single-cell organism or a multicellular. It has DNA and cytoplasm, and it has plasma membrane. Examples are plants and animals. That's it for this video. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, and comment. Bye!